Happy Wednesday, Timberland. I'm Brooke Benny.
And I'm Kaylee Lineback. Welcome back to the WHTV broadcast. We're sad to see one of our reporters, Mia Palazola, leave us, but we are happy to welcome our two new reporters, Keith Pantoa Anderson and Carter Kleisner.
Yes, goodbye, Mia, and welcome new recruits. Moving on, do you ever wonder what broadcast is really like behind the scenes? Let's take a look on the inside scoop with Aubrey Nolan on what broadcast media is all about.
Hello, my name is Aubrey Nolan from WHTV. Have you ever wondered who's behind the WHTV broadcast? Let's take an inside look at the broadcast media class. According to Humber College, broadcast media provides valuable information that can inform and educate. Broadcast media is a journalism class here at Timberland where students brainstorm, pick stories, plan how to create their stories, and film and edit their stories to create a journalistic piece. Students pick from many different story types such as news, features, PSAs, and man on the street.
My favorite thing about broadcast media is probably that it's just unique and it's not like any other classes like in high school, and it's like there's a lot of like interaction with other people.
Reporter Brooke Benny says that she thinks the students should take broadcast media to really gain a grasp on what news media expects from you in the real world, and it lets you work and grow with editing software and cameras and equipment.
My favorite part about being in broadcast media is interviewing people that I usually wouldn't talk to for a story.
I think the broadcast class impacts the school because we make the newscasts for the students and we inform the students on new events that they may have not known about. My favorite part of taking broadcast media is meeting all the new people and getting to talk to new people, and it really helped me step out of my comfort zone.
If you're interested in seeing more of the broadcast media classes work, you can go on wolveshowl.com and look under the video section.
In 1981, Congress declared March as the official National Women's History Month to celebrate women and highlight important events throughout history, including the women's suffrage movement to allow women to vote in the 1920s all the way to the 1960s and 70s feminist movement, where women fought to end gender inequality and gender politics. During the month of March, remember to notice the women around you and celebrate them.
Do you know who Mr. Kyman is?
No, who is he?
He's the Teacher of the Year. Let's take a look with Caitlin's story on Mr. Kyman.
Timberland's Teacher of the Year for the 2020-21 school year was awarded to Mr. Kyman.
Because it comes from this school, it's just an unbelievable honor. I can't thank people enough. It feels good to be recognized for the work that I'm doing and the fact that, I've been here for a while and I haven't annoyed people enough to the point where they want me to go away, that they actually still appreciate what I'm doing. That's a big thing. So thank you for that.
Mr. Kyman says that the most rewarding part of teaching is bringing his enthusiasm to the students about his subject.
I feel like he's very passionate, about everything that he does. So, the assignments and stuff, he always puts in, the work. And I think that people appreciate that.
Mr. Kyman adds humor to a lot of his lectures, which makes them a lot more fun to listen to and a lot more interesting to learn about.
Although some of the students say that his tests are quite difficult, many of the students agree that they have learned an important lesson in Mr. Kyman's class. And that was a special look on Timberland's Teacher of the Year. Now back to the studio.
I think my muscles are getting pretty strong.
Oh yeah, you want to test that with an arm wrestle?
No, maybe later. I don't want to embarrass you. For now, let's hear our story on Timberland's wrestling team. Hi, I'm Kaylee Lineback with WHTV. The girls' varsity wrestling team has had a huge turnout this year. Let's see why the girls chose to play this sport and what is so great about it. Wrestling, a noun. The sport or activity of grappling with an opponent and trying to throw or hold them down on the ground, typically according to a code of rules.
I think this year we had the biggest turnout in school history because we made a strong effort from the beginning to create something that the girls wanted to be a part of, and there was a big heavy push for promotion of the program from the beginning, and I think once we got that ball rolling, it kind of just elevated from there. Getting to see these kids go from not really having a lot of experience or knowledge about the sport and being brave and committing to being a part of it, and then seeing how far they come and what they can accomplish.
Wrestling is considered one of the oldest sports, yet it has only been an Olympic sport since 2004.
My favorite part about wrestling is how it's a team sport, but it's also an individual sport at the same time.
This year, they have increased the number of girls on the team from 6 to 17 members since last year.
Something I've learned from wrestling is how to be mentally and physically tough. The team dynamic is definitely different because we have a way bigger team than we have had in past years. So, I don't know, we just have more of a team, and it's different because We have a lot of new girls, so for the returners, it's a little weird, but it's fun.
The girls practice every day after school from 2:45 to 4:30 p.m. On Saturdays, usually 8 to 10 a.m., and occasionally in the morning once a week before school. Wrestling looks pretty fun. To stay updated on the girls' stats, check out their social media sites below. That was all for my story, now back to the studio. Another one of our novel reporters is here to tell you about the hall monitors.
Cut to Keith.
Hi, my name is Keith Pantoja Anderson. There are over 1,800 students and 160 faculty and staff. But what about the hall monitor?
What is it like being a hall monitor? It's pretty, kind of goes with what he thinks. You have to go here and make sure people are in the class, making sure people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I like to try to build relationships with kids, so not just be another guy they see in the halls. So, my goal is to be a teacher in life, and this put me. Kind of wanted to test the waters, so when I took this job, I got where I wanted to be, and I definitely want to be a teacher now. So that's why I enjoy it.
The things that come to my mind when I think of hall monitor are standing in the hallways, giving out passes, and probably just like catching kids skipping class.
So they apply and interview just like any job, a teacher's job, a nurse job, principal job. They apply, interview, and have a panel of candidates, and then choose the person we think is the best fit. That our students are in class. They cover classes when needed. If a teacher leaves on an emergency, maybe by chance, they help us with attendance. They help us with dismissal. They help us keep the building secure. They're kind of another set of eyes for all of us in the building.
What is it like to be the hall monitor? It's fun because it changes every day. I mean, sometimes I'm in the attendance office, sometimes I'm running to get kids, sometimes I'm in classrooms, so I like it because it's ever changing.
Those are just some of the many things the hall monitor does for Timberland High School. Now back to the studio.
Spring break is coming up here soon, and I just wanted to remind everyone that Thursday, March 18th, we have an early release to start off our 10-day break from school. I hope that you all enjoy your time off. Spring break serves as a time to recover from all the stress accumulated during the first half of the semester, especially during these unprecedented times, where anxiety and stress are heavily present. Many students during this time are stressing more about personal matters along with the constant pressure of school. Students need a chance to recharge and take a step back from their studies for a little before coming back to finish the semester strong, says the Cougar Chronicle. Dang, I really need to clean out my car.
Same here, but I can smell yours from all the way over here.
It's probably the bread coat I got last week still sitting in it. Let's go to Will's Man on the Street about the funniest thing in Timberland students and staff's cars.
Sometimes people have some pretty funky things in their car. At least I know I've seen a few. So, what are the weirdest things that students here at THS have in their car?
The weirdest thing I have in my car, it's not really weird, more embarrassing. I have like 20 Dunkin' cups, but it's fine.
Well, last year I had like a fish in my car.
The weirdest thing I have in my car right now is a 3-week-old Culver's drink container. The weirdest thing I have in my car is a dollhouse that's in my trunk.
According to hotcars.com, some of the weird things that car dealerships have found in their returned cars are a prosthetic leg, a glass eye, a single gingerbread man, and a tooth.
I think pretty much the weirdest thing I had in my car was when I had a possum in my exhaust.
The weirdest thing in my car right now is like an umbrella hat.
The weirdest thing I have in my car right now is a huge cardboard box. Like this big!
The weirdest thing that I have in my car is wet wipes.
According to dailygazette.com, it is found that more accident deaths happen when a car is more cluttered due to projectile objects. And as Wagner always says, it's better to be safe than sorry.
The weirdest thing I have in my car is a random football.
As of right now, the weirdest thing I have in my car is a cake knife. I eat a lot of cake and you can never be too prepared.
The weirdest thing I have in my car at the moment is a 2021 Keurig machine.
Some tips given by Wowities.com to keep your car clean in case you don't love all the clutter is to have a designated trash can in your car, use organizers, have a pack of wipes and air fresheners at all times, and to use your cup holder liners.
The weirdest thing in my car right now is 2 dough trays from Little Caesars because my dad owns 3 of them.
The weirdest thing in my car is a caution wet floor sign from McDonald's.
Personally, I think the weirdest thing in my car is this little cup holder coaster that says "Don't mess with Texas," Because for one, I've never been to Texas, and two, like, I don't know where it came from, and it just, like, appeared one day, and I used it, and it's great.
And that is the weird collection of bizarre things that students here at Timberland have in their back seat. This is Will Tischler with WHTV. Thank you for watching. Back to the studio.
Quarantine. Modified quarantine? What's the difference?
Let's get the answer from Carter.
According to Nurse Davis, the number of quarantined students fluctuates wildly every week, and with the contact tracing process being so complicated, students need to know what a modified quarantine is.
So for modified quarantine, if kids are in class with their masks on the whole time, both the student who is positive and the other students around them, then they can just be on a modified quarantine, meaning they can still come to school and ride the bus. They just can't participate in any school or outside of class activities until their quarantine's up.
But does everyone agree with the new guidelines set within the school?
I do agree with new guidelines because if your friend or someone you hang out with gets COVID, then you should quarantine because you most likely might have COVID as well.
I find it kind of ridiculous that people still come to school. I don't know if it's very safe. I mean, I understand them not wanting people to like miss school, but if I can't leave the house outside of school, I don't think I should be coming to school around a whole bunch of other people.
For children in quarantine and out of school, they vary in their schoolwork and how teachers have been helping them.
My teachers assisted me by sending me tons of good emails about what to do during when I was quarantined.
My teachers, I mean, they always assist me. They just didn't really change anything. Kept in contact with me through email and stuff like that. Reached out to me if I needed anything pushed back or anything like that. So,
If you want to learn more about COVID-19 precautions and guidelines, visit cdc.gov or the Wentzville School District website.
Ooh, I could really cozy up and relax with a movie and some popcorn.
What about the Wentzville Film Festival? That sounds like a fun time.
Our last story is focused on the festival. Let's take a look.
The time has arrived. The 5th annual Wentzville School District Film Festival is finally here. On March 29th, video submissions are due and must be turned in on wentzvillefilmfestival.com. The categories of the films that will be submitted and shown include instructional, informational, PSA commercial, story, music video, news package, sports, and animation. Students are able to show what they're really made of on April 28th at 7 p.m. where you can view their videos at the virtual watch party. So submit your videos while you still have the time or sit back and enjoy the viewing in April. Enjoy!
Judy Garland once said, "Be a first-rate version of yourself instead of a second-rate version of somebody else."
That's all we have for you guys. Thank you for watching, and we hope you had a great rest of your day.